Alright guys, so it's about to be a new year, and yeah, 2020 has been tough, but I know a lot of you guys are right now thinking about things that you want to do, things you want to accomplish next year. It's a good time for us to all sort of reflect and then think forward to the new year. Now, setting physical goals for yourself and what you want to look like, what you want to feel like a year or more or maybe less from now is important, right? So I wanted to take a little bit of time and share some of the keys from my perspective as to what it's going to take for you to be successful no matter what your fitness and or your health goals are for the new year. The first thing, which really is absolutely the most important thing, is your mindset. Everything in life essentially happens twice. First, it happens, in your mind. You think about something, you believe something, and then you bring it into being by taking some actions, right? So mindset and belief is going to be the number one thing. Positive or negative mindsets is where you win or you lose the battle, right? So work on having a positive mindset always. Put aside, the doubts that you have. Start telling yourself that you can do whatever it is that you're setting out to accomplish. And, take some time to visualize what that is instead of, thinking about or dwelling upon any of the things that you have not accomplished or failed to accomplish in the past. Get your mind into it, have a positive mindset, and spend your time focusing on those positive things and the outcome that you want. As an important part of that mindset and visualizing what you want, it's important to have a realistic target or realistic targets, right? The actual goal, whether it's a specific weight, amount of weight that you want to lose, or specific amount of muscle that you want to gain, or something that you want to look like. So an idea of what you want to look like, and the time frame in which you want to accomplish this. Make sure those things are realistic. So number one, keep it reasonable. Keep it real. Know where you're starting. Know where you're heading. Make sure it's something that is very specific. So if it's a number, write that number down. Because otherwise it's going to be really hard to figure out whether you're making progress. So in any way that is possible, make this goal or this outcome a physical number so that you're tracking. If it's something that's a little bit more nebulous, like being healthier, then make sure you have a good sense of what being healthier means to you. I mean, it could mean, eating specific types of food. It could be avoiding certain behaviors. Whatever it is, write down, exactly what that means to you. If you're thinking that you need more information sort of on how to set goals, I created a pretty long video a while back on how to go about actually setting goals for yourself and making sure they're realistic and how to approach those. So you can take a look at that video. I'll leave the link here so that you can take a look at that when you have some time as well after you're done watching this video. I want you to let go now of the idea of being perfect from day one, right? So perfection should not be the goal. Instead, focus on being consistent, because consistency with small steps should be the goal. And if you use that approach, you're going to be making progress every single day, right? Now, realize at the same time that this isn't going to be easy. Anybody that's promising you, something easy is either deceiving themselves or trying to deceive you, right? It's going to be a difficult road, and you're gonna relapse at some point. We're human. We have our weaknesses, and something's going to happen. It's going to take you, off the rails, and it is what it is, right? The important pieces are to plan for it. So sort of visualize what obstacles could be and start to think about ways you're going to overcome those obstacles. And when it happens, you'll have realized, okay, well, I knew this was going to happen. And the first thing is, let go of guilt. Like, there's no need to be guilty about, having a weakness or, falling off the rails or having a relapse, whatever you want to call it. Let go of the guilt. The important part about quote unquote relapsing is to learn something. Take a second and pause and figure out what can you learn from what has happened. And whatever you learn for yourself, use what you learn in order to plan for how to handle a similar situation when it happens in the future. Because again, it can happen, it may happen again. Your response to it can be better and different if you take the time to learn something and plan for it again in the future. Something that is emerging as one of the critical factors, or some critical factors, in physical change and mental change and overall success and well-being, and truly in just overall health, is you need to realize your sleep and your stress management is way more important than you actually think, right? So I don't want you guys to, be the person that thinks the only thing that really matters, or the only thing that's going to move you forward for your, physical, change and success is getting your workouts done, or, making your workouts extremely long or extremely difficult. Sure, that challenge, and obviously resistance training and cardiovascular training, has its place and is critically important, but that's not where the battle is won. There's a lot that needs to come together, right? Another thing when it comes to your workouts and your nutrition is forget the complexity. I guarantee that for most of you guys, what you need is the basic stuff, and being laser focused on those basics, and being focused on being consistent with those basics. So sleep well, get at least and hopefully more than 7 hours of sleep each night. Aim to optimize the quality of that sleep, so you want to be getting a lot of deep sleep. Focus your nutrition on single ingredient foods, minimally processed stuff. Make sure you're fueling your body for your workouts, and then adapting your nutrition to the outcome that you want. So lose weight, calorie deficit; gain weight and muscle, calorie surplus. And then the balance between how you approach that is important. And if you need some more help on figuring out what your calorie targets probably should be like, and your macro targets to support your goal, again, I have a previous video. You can go ahead, check that out. I'll leave the link so you can see what that is and walk you through the process step by step. How are you gonna get there, right? You need to figure out for yourself a plan that's designed, for your goals, that's gonna work for you. Whatever approach you come up with has to work for you and your life, and your lifestyle. So take the time to actually try to map that out, so that you have something written down someplace, wherever it is, that you can hold yourself accountable to. Something that exists in the real world, an actual plan. And then check yourself along the way to see how you're progressing based on that plan. Don't be afraid to modify the plan as you go along, because life is real, things can happen. But the important part is have that plan, modify it when necessary, and keep moving forward. Now, with those things pretty much dialed in as best as you can get them, you're pretty guaranteed to accomplish what you set out to do. Again, this isn't necessarily going to be a short or an easy road, but if you dial things in slowly but surely, you're gonna get to where you're going. And along the way, there's really no need to sort of reinvent the wheel and start from scratch. There's a lot of good information out there. There are a lot of knowledgeable people out there that can help you to progress more quickly towards your goal. So don't be afraid to ask for help or take advice. But while you're in the process of taking advice, pressure check things and always ask why, and then apply that advice to the reality of your life, because you're going to be the expert on you, where nobody else can be that expert. Efficiency is something that you need, and you really want to progress more quickly than you think you might be able to progress on your own. Then reach out to somebody who can help coach you through the process. At the same time, a lot of people see coaches or trainers as sort of the person to make it happen for them, and that's a big misconception that is out there. Because coaches, trainers, mentors, whatever you want to call these people that are along on the journey with you, guiding you, all they are guides. They can provide information, they can analyze where you are, and knowing where you want to be, and they can help you to map out the most effective and efficient way to get there. But the hard work is always going to be yours. There's no way around that. So you need to sort of embrace the idea that yes, you're going to have to work hard. And yes, someone, if you decide to hire a coach, will help to hold you accountable and help to make the process as efficient and as effective as possible. But you're going to have to put in the work. There's no way around it. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope, sort of walking through some of the critical steps or aspects of, how to approach planning for the new year and the goals that you have in mind, whether it be a physical appearance or a specific weight loss goal, or whatever it is in terms of improving on your current state of health and or fitness. I hope these things have been helpful for you. Feel free, of course, to reach out with questions, drop them below. Find me on Instagram, send me a note there. I'm happy to help you guys in any way that I possibly can. But until the next video, guys, have a happy new year, stay safe, and aloha from Hawaii.